ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः।
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः।
नमस्ते ईशान।
नमस्ते कुलदीप अम्मू।
With Bhagavan's immense grace, Anugraha, we have completed chapter 3, Karma Yoga, in our lovely journey. Right?
Yes, Mammu.
Since Bhagavan has taught us various topics through these 43 shlokas, it is important that we should not miss the essence of all those. So, we are doing a summary of the entire chapter. Bhagavan had recommended Jnana Yoga in the second chapter. Do you remember?
Yes, Mammu.
Arjuna thought Bhagavan is asking him to retire from his area of action and do sannyasa. Bhagavan is also asking him to fight the battle, to do Arjuna's karma. Arjuna is confused. He starts this chapter asking Bhagavan for clarity. In first two shlokas, Arjuna is asking, "O Bhagavan, if knowledge is superior to action, why do you engage me in this terrible action? Tatkim karmani ghore mam."
Niyojayasi Keshava.
You remember that. Please tell me one way by which I may attain the highest. Tadekam vada nishchitya.
Yena shreyoham apnuyam.
Very good. See, this is our question. Not just Arjuna's. We need clarity in our everyday life, right?
Yes.
How to travel our journey is a big question for everyone, irrespective of religion, caste, or anything like that. Why do we do karma? Just for survival? Just for money?
No.
Just for fame?
No.
Why are we forced to do karma? What is the secret behind it? Bhagavan starts to pour out treasures from his heart, his mouth. Every word in this chapter, for that matter in the entire Bhagavad Gita, is a treasure. Nidhi it is. Bhagavan says, I have given you a twofold path. Through the path of knowledge for the Sankhyas and through the path of action for the Yogins. Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam.
Karma Yogena Yoginam.
Yeah. Bhagavan says, man does not achieve Naishkarmya Sthiti, that is, freedom from doership, by non-performance of actions. He does not attain perfection through renunciation too. Na karmana manarambhat.
Naishkarmyam purushosnute.
No one remains without doing action even for a moment, right?
Yes.
Especially our innu. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi.
Jatu karmanya tandri.
Jatu tishthat.
Jatu tishtatya karma kriti.
Jatu tishthatya karma kriti. Because all are made to act helplessly by the qualities born of Prakriti, that is nature. Karyate hyavashah karma.
Sarvav prakriti jair gunaihi.
Yeah. See? Now Bhagavan calls us mithyacharaha.
Hypocrite.
Hypocrite. What is that shloka?
Mithyacharasya uchyate.
Hypocrite. One who restrains the organs of action, sits thinking of the sense objects in his mind, he of deluded understanding is called a
Hypocrite.
hypocrite. See, Bhagavan is scolding us. But the difference is with lots of love and compassion, karuna. Just like how Mammu is scolding Innu. No? Now, Bhagavan gives us a technique for success. He says, whoever restrains the senses by the mind and commences the yoga of action with the karmendriyas without attachment he excels. Yastvindriyani manasa
नियम्य रभते अर्जुन
karmendriyai karma yogam.
असक्तस्य विशिष्यते.
Now, does that mean you have to simply keep doing any work?
No.
A big no, right?
Yes.
It is not like that. Bhagavan says, Niyatam
Kuru karmatvam.
Niyatam kuru karmatvam tvam niyatam karma kuru. Do your prescribed duty. Do what is given to you by Bhagavan. Then he says, action is superior to inaction. By inaction, even your bodily maintenance will not be possible. Sharira yatra pichate.
न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः.
Now, in next section, from 9th shloka, Bhagavan teaches us about karma as yajna. Starts the yajna. He says, earnestly perform your karma for yajna's sake. Do it free from attachment. This is a must. Okay. Whatever you do, do it as a yajna. He says, the Creator, in the beginning of creation, created mankind together with sacrifices, yajna, and said, by this you shall prosper. Let this be the kamadhenu that grants your desires. Anena prasavishyadvam.
एषवोस्त्विष्ट कामधुक्.
Kamadhuk. You know, with the yajna, this is very, very important. With the yajna, you nourish the devas, and may those devas nourish you. See, devas are everywhere in this Prakriti, right?
Yes.
As Agni, Jala, no? Everywhere. Everything you see is devas. So, you nourish the devas, and those devas nourish you. Thus, nourishing one another, you shall attain supreme good. See, what a beautiful way to live with nature, Prakriti. You respect everything, and everything will respect you, including trees, plants, everything. What a teaching this is. Devan bhavayatanena.
ते देवा भावयन्तु वः.
Parasparam bhavayantaha.
श्रेयः परमवाप्स्यथ.
Now what happens? Devas nourished by yajna will give you everything you need. Devas will give you everything. He who enjoys what is given by the devas without offering in return to them is a thief. Stena eva saha. The people who eat the yajna shishta, that is remnants of yajna, are released from all sins. You have to give it to Bhagavan and devas and then eat, like Naivedya. But those sinful ones who cook food only for their own sake, they verily eat sin. See, cooking food means nothing. It is not about cooking food. Everything you do, you have to do as samarpan. Your work can't be selfish. You don't do your karma only for your sake. It should be selfless. That is what Bhagavan is saying. Understood?
Yes, Mamu.
Now Bhagavan says, Annad bhavanti bhutani.
पर्जन्याद् अन्नसम्भवः.
Yajnad bhavati parjanyah.
यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः.
This is truth, From food beings are born. From rain, food is produced. From yajna comes rain. And yajna is born of action. Action comes from the Veda. The Veda comes from the imperishable. Therefore, the all-pervading Veda is eternally rooted in yajna. He who is not following this wheel, thus revolving, is living in sin. Rejoicing in senses, he lives in vain. Mogham
Partha sajivati.
Mogham partha sajivati. Now, is there any exception from doing karma? Yes, there is. Very, 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 very important shloka. 17th shloka. You can keep this shloka on your table to see and imbibe all the time. Yastvatmaratirev syat.
आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः.
Atmanyeva cha santushtaha.
तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते.
The man who rejoices only in the self, who is satisfied with the self, who is content in the self alone, for him activities do not exist. For him there is no gain whether he perform or not perform. He has no dependency, Therefore, till we reach that stage, highest stage, okay, always perform action which should be done without attachment. And that way you attain the highest. Bhagavan gives the example of Raja Janaka, who attained the highest through karma, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, from 21st shloka, Bhagavan is inspiring us in many ways. Yadyadacharati shrestah
तत्तदेवे तरो जनः
sayat pramanam kurute.
लोकस्तदनु वर्तते.
Now, whatever a great man does, the other men also do the same. Whatever he sets up as a standard, that the world follows, right?
Yes.
Then Bhagavan is giving his own example. He's saying, "Oh Partha, for me, there is nothing in these three worlds that has to be done. Name Parthasti kartavyam.
त्रिषु लोकेषु किञ्चन
Nor is there anything unattained that should be attained by me. Still, I am engaged in action." Bhagavan himself is showing us Karma Yoga. How many things he has done? You know the entire story, right?
Yes.
Now, he says, if I become lazy, people will also become lazy. They will follow my path. So, I myself am engaged in karma. If I did not perform action, these worlds would perish. I would be the creator of confusion and would destroy these beings. O Bharata, just as the ignorant act with attachment to action, so should the wise act without attachment, wishing the welfare of the world. See, welfare of the world. You should do your karma for the welfare of the world, Bhagavan is saying. Now, in 26th shloka, Bhagavan is telling us a beautiful secret technique to follow. Secret technique, okay? He's saying, "Na buddhi bedam janayet,
अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां
joshayet sarva karmani."
विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
The wise man should not go to an ignorant person who is attached to action and create a confusion. He should not go and advise him and create unnecessary confusion and ashanti. Instead, he should perform his duties perfectly and inspire the other person to do so. Bhagavan says this again in 29th shloka. The man of perfect knowledge should not unsettle the foolish who are of imperfect knowledge. Got it?
Yes, Mamu.
Yeah, just because you know some Bhagavad Gita, don't go everywhere and shout Bhagavad Gita. No one will understand. Okay. Even our audience, they are here because they have that, Bhagavan has given them that anugraha. Not just here, anywhere, any satsanga. Okay. Then Bhagavan says, actions are performed according to Prakriti. Prakriti. He whose mind is deluded by egoism thinks, I am the doer. Ahankara vimudhatma.
कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
Who is the doer?
भगवान्.
We are not the doers. He is the doer, right?
Yes.
Now, 30th shloka is one of the highlight shloka. Bhagavan is giving us the highest advice. Mai karmani, mai sarvani karmani,
सन्न्यास्याध्यात्मचेतसा
nirashir nirmamo bhutva,
युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः.
surrendering all actions in me with the mind firmly fixed on the self, free from desire and free from any sense of mindness and from mental fever. You do fight. Just do it. You know, that means you do your karma. Keep doing your karma. Okay?
Okay, Mamu.
After giving this advice in 31st and 32nd shloka, Bhagavan is telling us what will happen if you follow or not follow these teachings. You are getting reminded of all those, no? Shlokas. Bhagavan says, those men who constantly practice this teaching of mine with full faith and without cavilling means complaining, Shraddhavantaha anasuyantaha muchyate tepi karmabhihi. Yeah. They too are freed from actions. After all, you are doing karma eventually to go beyond karma. Okay? One day in some Janma, this has to stop. This cycle has to stop. But those who complain at my teaching and do not practice it, deluded in all realms of knowledge and devoid of discrimination, know them to be ruined. Sarvajnana vimudham stan viddhi nashtana chetasaha. No issues. See, this itself is a big thing. You have by hearted without reading it. I mean, you have learnt it by heart, literally by heart. Not with any script. That itself is a big thing. Okay?
Okay, Mamu.
Just get the meanings inside. Now Bhagavan says, all beings follow their own nature. Prakriti. Even knowledgeable person. Okay, where are you looking at? Be here. Nigraha kim karishyati. What can restraint do? Prakriti is fixed in us according to Mujjanma Vasanas. Right? Attachment and aversion of the senses in their respective sense objects are natural. You have your Prakriti, right? Mamu has his own Prakriti. Let none come under their sway, Ragadvesha, for they are his enemies. Tayor navasham agachet.
Tauhyasya paripanthinau.
Ragadvesha, attachment, aversion, go beyond them. Now, Bhagavan says something which is very difficult to understand for a common man these days, not in those days. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha.
Paradharmat swanushthitat.
Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha.
Paradharmo bhayavaha.
Better is one's own dharma, swadharma, though lacking in many merits, than the dharma of another well performed. Paradharma. Better is death in one's own dharma. The dharma of another is full of fear, Bhagavan says. You know, Mamu is getting many messages regarding this, comments. All of them ask, how can we find our swadharma? The quick answer is, those days, farmer's son was a farmer. Farmer's son was not an IT professional. Farmer's son was a farmer. He was happily, with all contentment, doing his prescribed duty, and then in the night he will sleep with all joy, being a farmer. But these days we are in achievement mode, trying to get successful in paradharma, other dharma, and finally no shanti, no peace. What is left is just some bank balance. Be in tapas for a few years and keep asking Bhagavan what my swadharma is. He will give you that. He will give you clarity. He should give you clarity. You should do tapas for minimum 6 years. Understood? In 36th shloka, we have reached 36th shloka. Arjuna is asking a question. Hey Krishna, why are we committing sin though we are not desiring to? What force is that which is forcing us to commit papa? Bhagavan says, Kama yesha
Krodha yesha.
Rajoguna samudbhavaha. Right? It is desire, it is anger, born of the quality of rajas. Know this as enemy. Thus Bhagavan gets into the last portion of 3rd chapter. It is about desire, kamaha. You know, just as fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror by dust, as an embryo by the womb, so is this knowledge covered by
Desire.
Dhumena vriyate vanhi.
Yatha darsho
Malena cha. Yatholbena avrito garbha.
Tatha tenedam avritam.
Yeah, this desire is like fire. Dushpurena analena cha. It is insatiable, impossible to satisfy. In Bhajagovindam, Acharya says, our favorite line, Tadapina munchati.
Asha pindam.
Desire pindam. See, Bhagavan says, this desire has a residence. It stays in the senses, the mind and the intellect. Indriya, mano, buddhi. He dilutes the embodied by covering his wisdom. Etair vimohayatyeshah
Jnanamavritya dehinam.
jnanamavritya dehinam. So what should we do? Bhagavan says, tasmatvam indriyanyadau niyamya bharatarshabha papmanam prajahihyenam.
Jnana vijnana nashanam.
Very good. You control the senses first. Kill this sinner. Which is the sinner?
Kama.
Kama. The destroyer of knowledge and realization. Then Bhagavan says, the senses are superior to the body. Superior to the senses is the mind. Superior to the mind is the intellect. One who is even superior to the intellect is Bhagavan. He, Atman. Now, in final verse, Bhagavan says, thus knowing that which is superior to the intellect, restraining the self by the self. Small letter self is manobuddhi ahankara. Capital letter self is Atman. Restraining the self by the self, destroy the enemy in the form of desire. Hard to conquer. Durasadam. Done. We are done. See, we are beautifully done with Karma Yoga chapter. Now it is all about bringing these teachings in our everyday life. Practically bring it. Every moment, everything you do, if we are able to do according to Bhagavan's teachings, life would be in a different dimension. Parama Shanti is what you will experience even while doing your karma. Bhagavan will keep guiding you every moment, okay?
Okay, Mammu.
In your daily activities. Each thing you do, Bhagavan will be there. And he will take you to his realm when the right time comes. What does that mean? You abide in the self as self. You abide in Atman as Atman. That is what Bhagavan will gift us. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Stay blessed. Bring this Karma Yoga into your life.